Oh, hello. Welcome again to Metal Mage. Cheers. And today, I rest by studying how to use the Force, magic spells, and customer service. Wait, that's not what we're going over today. Oh, today's topics. Communication. Communication is key in every situation in human civilization, human history. Communication has always been key, no matter what, whether it be with the boss. So, with that being said, I'm sitting in my kitchen, just wondering about the world in general. So many things happening. You know the things. Probably better than I do, but I hear a lot from my tower here above the world. And I really appreciate you all very so much. It burdens me and it pains me so to see you all at war with each other. Because, yes, we all have opinions. Yes, we all have our own ways of thinking and our own ways of life. I like to move it. You like to think of people as conduits. Every single one of us has a little bit of magic. You put our thumb in there, that's so much more magic than all of these fingers combined. So, take the artist, for example. Not the perfectionist, not the try-hard, but a real artist. Someone who takes something from their mind and puts it on the paper. It's a beautiful thing, it really is. Now, take into consideration the understanding of that individual of the rest of the world, how everything interchanges, interworks, interlinks. Some biases will show themselves, other biases will show up over time. Other forces of nature, I don't want to say dealing with couples, but I want to say conversating with couples, or the multitude of ideas, the multitude of universe of the couple's minds and the family's minds. Everyone has a little bit of influence on each other. So that comes back to power play, that comes back to control, which is a dangerous word. You know, Big Brother is always watching, that kind of thing. No, I am not Big Brother. I am a brother, but I'm not that Big Brother. So, with a grain of salt and a lot of conversation over the decades I've been alive, I've come to many understandings that holding any sort of bias is destructive to learning, to understanding others, and to teaching. If you can teach a bias, you can teach understanding. It's very hard to teach. It's very hard to learn after learning a bias. It's very hard to relearn. That all being said, one person can generate hundreds of thousands of pictures, all worth more than 1,000, 10,000 words each. So what does that mean? Within our mind, we have the infinite capability of expanding the universe tenfold. Now, a couple is two universes combined. All of those thoughts, all of those ideas. And then a family, anywhere from 3 and up, universes combined. All of those ideas swimming around. All of those opinions and biases. Biases? I'm going to go with bias for now. All of our differences are what make us unique. Some of us like pineapples on our pizza. Some of us like honey in our coffee. And some of us don't prefer to eat meat for various reasons, and I understand that. all are fine, all are well, but when when individual interests, the needs of the individual must outweigh the wants of other individuals in order to seem right or just in the eyes of the multitude of individuals. I keep overusing multitude. What's a better word? Crowds. To outweigh the wants and whims of a crowd. Or, technically, 3 is a crowd, but a couple is, well, 2 multitudes of ideas, of ideologies. A multitude of ideologies. I like that. I remember somewhere in the American history they mentioned if one of the individuals were locked in a room, it would be considered a multitude of ideologies, something along those lines. Regardless, I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point here. The point is, when people disagree with you because your views, your wants aren't the same as theirs, that can be challenging. But with every challenge comes the opportunity to rise to an occasion, to either teach or to either learn. Sometimes you're not always right, and that's fine. But sometimes they're coming at you from a perspective that is not level-headed at all. So when people call others imbeciles or idiots, childish, it really is. They are biased. They are refusing to learn from that situation. And that goes without saying for almost every individual. So, when someone comes at you sideways and tries to force their opinion, whether it be bias, whether it sound politically correct, but it's just not sinking in, it just doesn't have a rhyme or a reason for being correct, you need to be able to know yourself well enough to assess that conversation, that string of words, hopefully spelled correctly. And through time, through wisdom, you'll be able to recognize certain things that either you do not agree with and you cannot uphold, or that you understand where they're coming from and you can say, hang on now, wait a minute, what's your thought process? Like, how did you get to this conclusion? And then you can kind of try and teach them, not mansplaining, not even explaining, just, this is how you think, this is how I think. How can we come to some sort of agreement? I think that is my point I was trying to make. Yeah, edit back. Thanks for watching. I want you to understand as my viewer, as my listener, that I care for you. I can't be here for everyone, but I'm gonna damn well try. So, have a better day, will you? And take this grain of salt. There you are. Have a good one. Metal Mage out. Can outweigh the interests of another individual, but not the interests of groups. Really. One individual's interests may conflict with another's, and thus a conflict is born. You do not want to raise conflict because chaos can grow out of control quite quickly. It's a special kind of magic not many people know of, or many people do know how to use its magic, and the disastrous outcome, well, we've seen some things. We've all seen some things. Not all interests are, well, just or correct or And that is to say, it's going to be quite interesting.
Not the interests of groups of individuals. Legality is the consensus agreement. Consensus is basically agreement of a group. Is the agreement of a multitude of individuals. So justice is not a universal understanding or agreement. But I don't know. I can't define justice right now. However, I can tell you one thing. The group is always stronger than the individual. Not necessarily because they outnumber them, but because without truth, without a moral foundation, you are chaff to the wind. You blow away down. You blow down easily against the wind caused by the multitude of opinions. Many opinions cause a draft, and that draft can blow away other opinions, no matter how much the individual's needs are spoken.
Let me pour some more coffee. It's going to be a good day today. Oh, and if you've stayed this long, thank you a lot for watching. I appreciate all of my viewers here. The reason I'm trying to play King Solomon, God of Wisdom, well, he was a man, but regardless, I feel the need to offer advice every once in a while, even over cold coffee. Now, where was I? It's going to be quite interesting. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening to Metal Mage. Thanks for watching Metal Mage. And if you like what you see here, maybe I'll consider creating a real channel for all of you to enjoy. Stay tuned. Become more of a priority than the interests or well-being of other individuals